What do you highly recommend? Good sleep hygiene. A hobby. Doesn't matter what. I know a lot of you are listless and bored with where you are. Find just one thing you really enjoy, no matter how odd or boring it might be to someone else, and do it. Learn to cook from scratch and make a habit of it. You'll eat better, you'll save money, and if you're even reasonably competent, your body will be better off in the long run. A sticky lint roller. One in the house, one in the car, one at work. Pet owner. Writing positive reviews. We're all consumers and we want to go to places that offer great service and products. Don't just leave reviews when a place is shitty or rude. Leave reviews when places meet or exceed your expectations. If you love going to a certain place, love them a little bit more by writing positive reviews, which will in turn bring more people and money into their business. Edit. If your reason for not leaving positive reviews is because you don't want that place to become crowded, you're kind of a piece of shit. Why wouldn't you want a business you love to thrive and grow? Instead, you admit that you don't leave positive reviews because you're selfish and only want those businesses to have enough business to keep the lights on. Stop being so selfish and think about the livelihood of those business owners, employees, and their families. Positive reviews can go a long way to improving their future of success. Just being pleasant is so undervalued, but it gives back so much. Learning how to live by your passions and not by expectations placed on you by other people. Taking the time to look up at the stars. Even if you have to travel due to light pollution, get into the pitch black night and just watch them for a while, it's mesmerizing. Fixing and being aware of posture. Recently was discharged from PT after fixing 8 years of pain and bad posture. It was like a miracle. Curved shower curtain rod. It's like doubling the size of your shower. Getting off Reddit. Visiting your professor during office hours to ask questions, talk about course material, ask for help in finding a resource on or off campus, talk about study, time management, organization tips and techniques, talk about career plans, or even to have a cup of coffee and shoot the shit for 15 minutes. Not have sexual relations with a coworker. We don't talk now. 3/10 wouldn't recommend. Cognitive behavioral therapy. It's not effective for everybody, but when it is effective, it's amazing. You can even pick up a lot of it on your own if you just need some low-key help with stress. Brush your teeth at least twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. Drink more water. Being a better boss to your employees. I'm a fucking person, you cunt hole motherfucker. Talk to me like I'm an intelligent human from the 21st century, not a slave from 108 BC. Running. It's cheap, clears your head, and crushes stress. Screw the health part, just use it in place of drugs. Journaling, writing out weekly plans, a schedule, and then just open up the damn book in the morning. Really ups your productivity and makes you feel put together. When you have a written out plan, you can work towards achieving anything. Edit, spelling and grammar. Visiting Scotland and Ireland. A B-day. Reading more books. To stop procrastinating. It's a horrible habit, and you could start to stop procrastinating just by getting up and cleaning a few things in your room. After I started to try and eliminate my procrastination, I have been really happy and relaxed. I totally recommend this. Going to see a therapist or counselor. Because we all can use a little support with things sometimes, and who better than someone who can help guide you through whatever's being thrown your way, and having a second pair of eyes and ears to help you out of situations? Or to find mental illnesses that can be treated and make your life even better than it was before. If you are going out to eat, try a small hole-in-the-wall restaurant. Usually the food is cheaper, better tasting, and they might have dishes that you've never tried before. Plus you get to help out a small business. Move your windows into SSD. Tie your shoelace with Ian knot. Wireless earphone. Dry bar comedy YouTube channel. Get a pedicure. As a man, I always scoffed at the idea of getting pampered or doing anything that seemed frilly. Last year I got a pedicure for the first time and I have never felt so confident and fresh in all my life. Self-care is rad. Listening to the Morrowind, Oblivion and Skyrim soundtrack when you're doing any kind of desk work or when you're going to sleep. Not running around naked with a knife while fully erect. Any form of contraceptive. I can't stress this enough. Number 1. Leave your country. See the world. It puts things into context and perspective. How you do it is not the only way it is done. Number 2. Cutting meat with scissors, a trick I learned on my travels. I'm never going back to chopping shit on a cutting board. Yoga. Anyone can do it, it barely costs a thing, and it's highly adaptable. I never say, I wish I hadn't done yoga earlier today. Hey, I just got here. I am recommending getting off of Facebook. Listening to podcasts. Fat lap cats, because weighted blankets are expensive. Commit to something that you want to improve upon for an hour a day every day. After about a month or so you'll be surprised as your progress. Also make sure you time to make sure it's actually an hour. I did this with guitar and programming and my skills have been steadily improving for the last few months now. Vaccines. Including the annual flu shot. Voting. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't make it so hard to do, in the US. Upvoting the post you comment on. Read about Socrates enough to understand his apology. That man was an ultimate badass. And he refused to run away and drank that shit willingly. Because, badass. Question, can you define a badass? Answer, Socrates. Practicing kindness. Creating a playlist of music that gives you chills, then setting aside time to listen to it in a quiet environment, preferably at loud, but safe, volume so you're completely immersed. Forget that the world exists, just be absorbed by the sounds. Spending time with family while they're alive. Ya never know. Getting 8+ hours of sleep every night. It may mean that you have less free time, but you'll be thanking yourself once it becomes a habit. For people with anxiety, I'd say video games. Not super hyper ones, but ones like Stardew Valley and such. I have anxiety and PTSD and that has helped me a lot. Getting sleep paralysis and trying to coerce a demon to have sex with you. Start meditating. Heck, start right now, focus on a breath, then do it again later or right after, whenever you want, just focus on your breath. When you walk, feel your feet against the ground. When you drink some water, notice yourself bringing the glass to your mouth, notice the water in your mouth, feel it go down your throat. Formal sitting meditation is great and will help you in your daily life, but just focusing on the little things you do every day that you don't really pay attention to can bring a lot of joy to the harder things that will eventually come along. Just remember, you can't meditate wrong. You are either in the moment or you're not, and you'll know when you get there. Smiley face. Also, juggling. It's a lot of fun and not hard at all to get into. Carefully experiment with non-addictive drugs if you have a trustworthy source and are mentally stable. Those moments of enlightenment and introspection are psychologically priceless. Drinking water first thing in the morning. Good way to wake up and stay hydrated. Don't forget to breathe manually. A bidet. I literally bought one for a stranger on Reddit once just to prove how good it was. Irish breakfast tea. I highly recommend being a nice person. Not a pushover but genuinely nice. Therapy. Legit therapy with someone you trust. Yeah, I know, you're totally fine. You don't need a therapist. Except everyone really does. The things you learn about yourself and the way you exist in the world are priceless and invaluable. We need better mental health care access in this country desperately. When you are stressed or have a lot on your mind, writing them out in a journal, or a Word document even, you can even delete it after. I've typed pages of rants when frustrated with life. Thanks for watching. What would be your response? Leave it in the comments and see what the others say. Please also like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care.